Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Jason Henderson. I am a physical therapist and I am with Ice Fire Martial Arts. I'm a martial artist who started working with kids and developing children through martial arts and started my own school this year. We are excited at Ice Fire Martial Arts. The reason why is because we're seeing transformation happen with children right here in the nation's capital. And this year, we are celebrating Juneteenth. That's right, June 19th. We are celebrating it in our own form and fashion. We're going to bring together some of the most amazing authors to talk about Juneteenth and why did they get into writing. You guys don't want to miss because today I have with me an amazing author and she's going to tell us about her book. And Britney Dent, I am so glad to have you on with me today. How are you feeling today?
I'm grateful and excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for all you do for just the community with martial arts as well as this festival. I think it's going to be helpful for a lot of people. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yes, excitement. Hey, June 19th is historical. And what we are doing 2021 is we're going to celebrate Black literacy. Black literacy, the ideal of there was a time when historically that our ancestors or enslaved Africans weren't able to eat, to read and write. What do you think about that?
So, as a former public school teacher, I think it is detrimental to generations when you have that history where we were not allowed to read and write. But I also think it shows our grit and our ability to overcome because we have things such as this, and we have myself and other great authors who have overcome and who have published many works. And so I think it just shows the tenacity in our culture and how we can overcome anything. And then the importance, like I said, as a former school teacher, of literacy and reading and knowledge and all of that to pretty much transform our lives now and for generations to come.
Now, Brittany, you got a chance to author your first book. Tell us what inspired you. What got you out here now being the author of your first book, Parenting Redefined? Tell us about it.
So it was a long time coming. Actually, I have had many people over the years tell me that I should write a book. And so that is a huge undertaking, but I have been blessed to have a very supportive family and very supportive support system. And one of my aunts, she is a book coach. And so she has a best-selling book that she published a few years ago. And so I was a part of that process with her, and who better to help me and guide me through my first book than a relative who has had that success. And so my aunt, Denise Ravel, she is the one who got me started with this, got me through the
I
process.
know
And then
Denise. I know
yes,
Dr. Denise. Yes.
yes, Dr. Denise, she's a business coach, a book coach, all of that. And so I think my entire village got me started, just putting that in my head that I should write a book.
Mhm.
And then she was able to guide me through it so that it could actually be completed. And I think the pandemic also got me through that because I had a lot more free time, a lot more time at home, a lot more downtime to actually get it done and get it published on last year.
You have an amazing family. I've been blessed to probably meet just about your whole family. I've known Dr. Denise for several years, and she has her own book, Own Your Own Amazing. Tell us about your amazing. What is it that inspired you to step out there and become as amazing as you are?
Yeah, so I think it comes from just the inspirational people that I've had. Like you mentioned, my family that I had growing up. I have church family currently. I have a very supportive husband who does great things. And then even my colleagues in all of my years of education have always been just encouraging and supportive. And even the students and children that I've worked with, I taught high school for 7 years and middle school for
High
three
school.
years.
Wow.
Yes. And so they are the inspiration for all of the good and bad stories that I tell in all of my writings and all of my things that I do. They are truly the inspiration behind a lot of the things that I share.
Yeah, the children are our future, and the importance of keeping the legacy of reading and writing. Many people say that reading is fundamental. Writing should be fundamental as well. And what do you see the future? What do you see in the future for writing and in yourself, for your own self? You got your first book out, but what do you see yourself as a writer in the future?
So I definitely see more books to come, and that
All
was one of the
right.
hard parts. Yeah, one of the hard parts of getting this book complete was, am I saying too much? Am I not saying enough? And in my book, I do not include everything that I know, obviously, from my years of experience, because it is a short read. It is for parents, and parents do not have time to sit and read a lot. But I also have plans to, write and produce other books, as well as whatever God sees fit with my book, whether that leads to media and video and speaking engagements, audiobooks. That's one of my goals because I know
Ah,
that parents are busy. Yes, I'm excited to
yes.
have that come out soon. Just whatever happens from that, that transpires, so that I can help as many families as possible, then that's the goal.
Yeah, I like that you have the ideal and drive to move on to new platforms. As you have mentioned, going into audiobooks, you're going to want to meet Dr. Jay Houston. You want to connect with him. He is an amazing producer of audiobooks and he's learning. And you also want to connect with Lionel Green. I will make sure that you connect with Lionel Green at WBGR, and he also, he is able to get people to get their books on Audible, and he knows how to do production of audiobooks. So it's going to be on fire. June 19th is going to be amazing. All the people you're going to have an opportunity to meet. So one of the things in June 19th is that you're going to have your own breakout session. Uh, what are the people? What are they going to get from you from your breakout session?
So it will be multifaceted, but I will, of course, answer any questions about myself or about my book. And I'll give a brief summary really quick of my book. I have actually a copy here with me. I don't know if y'all can see it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the book. And like I said, it's a short read for parents. This is actually my copy. So it has the sticky notes and the underlining and highlighting, all of that. But, this book is for any parent of a teenager that's looking for advice. I have testimonials there. I have research there. I have changed the names of my precious babies that I have written about, so you won't know exactly who I'm talking about, but these are true stories, true testimonials, all of that. And then I also provide 4 key strategies in the book that parents can implement so that they can have a more successful relationship with their teenager, whatever that is for them, whatever that looks like for their family. And so I'll be talking about those strategies, those 4 strategies, as well as answering any questions. I know a lot of parents have like questions in the moment, depending on what they're going through, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
testing season or summer break, or this kid's looking for a job, they're trying to get their license, or they're having sibling rivalry, all these different things. And so anything related to academics, health, or relationships with preteens and teenagers, I can help with it. And if I can't, I know somebody who can. And so any of those questions, I think this event is a great opportunity for parents or teachers, grandparents, to bring those questions, to the room, and I can answer them, or at least give you a little bit and try to set up something so that I can get you the help that you need to be able to answer those questions and navigate these different parts of the teenage years.
Being able to bring your own breakout session, 30 minutes to be able to talk to people. It's going to be encouraging to be able to talk to parents and sharing them about your book and concepts of your book. But Juneteenth, we're going to have a celebration. Look, we are going to have a libation ceremony. And in this libation ceremony, we're going to allow everybody to unmute their phone and call out their ancestors by their name. People who we have lost in the struggle, in the time, who may not have seen us get to where we are right now, Brittany. We want to open up with a libation ceremony. We're going to have people pour out water, whether it's out in their yard, out in their home, somewhere where they could just be able to bring recognition, like my grandmother. My grandmother watched me cross the stage. It's one of the biggest moments of my life. And so for your ancestors, those who you may have lost along the way. Who do you want to recognize and give thanks to?
So it's so interesting that you asked that question because I didn't even know about Juneteenth until I was in high school. It's just not taught, at least in North Carolina, in the public school system. And then now that it has been taught, they're in this push to remove it. And so it's important, you know, that we teach it to our own families and our own children and, you know, all the children that we come in contact with. But for me, it's important because my book was published on June 11th, 2020. And my grandmother, who passed a few years ago, her birthday is June 10th. And so just the month of June, you know, itself is very important to me. My mother's birthday, my daughter's birthday, but also my grandmother who supported me through everything. I mean, from tap dance to pageants to going to college and all of that. And so she was not able to, you know, be a part of this book launch and this book celebration and you know that I'm an author and all of that. So it is very important to me that I continue that legacy for her as well as for my children who are coming after me and all of my family. We have a close-knit family on both sides, my dad's side and my mom's side. And so just being able to carry on that legacy and that generational prosperity and intellect and all of those things that I know my grandmother supported since I can remember. I was actually born in Germany because my dad was in the military. And when we first got back to the States, we lived with my grandmother for a little while we found a place to live. And so she was there from the very beginning. And so I know that she would be super proud of me for writing my first book.
Now tell us her name. I want to lift her up. We're going to lift her up in this moment. We're going to lift her up. Let's just in this moment, let everybody hear who are we talking about. Let's give her the praise.
Yes, Alberta Hines.
Alberta Hines. We are going to celebrate her. We're going to have a candlelight ceremony. We want to light candles for our ancestors on this day and let people know it is personal to us all because some of our family, they were on the journey of this to help us become scholarly. Think about all the people who encourage you to finish high school and to graduate from college and to move into a profession that is worthy. All these persons have been encouraging you to read and write because there was a time that we couldn't. So we're going to celebrate June 19th. I hope you're ready, Britney. We're going to have a great time on that day. I hope that you're able to stay with us throughout the ceremonies. We got great speakers. We're going to have the spoken word. We're going to have poetry, music, and like I said, we're going to have ceremony rituals that's going to encourage the whole community to be involved. And I hope you're ready. You're excited about Juneteenth?
I am very excited. And for those who are watching this, come on, you know, to my breakout room, but stay on as long as you can, because like I said, this stuff is not taught in most public schools until we go out and do that. And so it is important that you get into this virtual celebration. I mean, there are people from all over. I see the little posts about all the authors who are going to be a part of it, all the speakers and the panelists who will be a part of it. And so even now here in North Carolina, there's a few Juneteenth celebrations that are happening on Friday or the whole week or Saturday, but it's a slow trickle of events. It's not widely celebrated like some other holidays. And so this event is a blessing because some people are still staying home, being cautious, or they don't have this type of event in their city where they live. And so you can come on here for $10 and meet all these people, learn all this stuff.
That's right.
I'm excited. Yes, I'm super excited about it.
Well, we want to thank you for allowing me to spend time with you today. We're going to continue to market, parenting, redefined. Listen, audience, you want to buy this book. You want to have it on your shelf. How can they find your book?
Yes, so you can find my book on Amazon. A lot of people like Amazon. That is the world that we live in. And so you can get it on Amazon, digital copies there. But also, if you want a paperback autographed copy for print, I have a bookcase to my left and books over here in front of me. I'm old school. I want the book so I can put the sticky notes and write in it and smell it, all of that good stuff. And so,
Me too.
I love that. And some people I know buy books to put on the bookshelf, and they're not going to read it because they don't have time, and that's okay. We have the audiobooks coming for you. But
right.
if you want a paperback copy, my website, bestchoicecoach.com/book. If you go to bestchoicecoach.com and click the little tab at the top that says book, you can get buy a copy there, and I will ship it out to you wherever you are.
How much is your book? How much is it?
So print copies are $17.99 and digital copies on Amazon are $9.99. So also depending on what you want to spend, you can buy multiple to gift to other families as well. A lot of people do that. They buy more than one so they can give it out to other parents.
Ice Fire Martial Arts is going to purchase a book from you. We're purchasing your book. We want a signed autographed copy of your book. And so we want to make sure that we support you, and we want our kids to know about, and our parents. We're going to tell all the parents that we teach martial arts with, here's a book that they want to have on their shelf. We're going to let them know about your book. Guys, you want to get this book to your church members, to your family, anyone who got children, you raising teenagers at a time like today, you want to get this book. I tell you, you want to be encouraged by parenting, redefined. And I'm going to share with you, I'm a parent, and I raised my children. I start doing the same thing my parents did. And so if somebody else could give me coaching, and if somebody could give our family some education on how to do this and how to minimize mistakes, you know how it is. In families, we make sometimes the same mistakes over and over and again. I want to share with you. Let your parenting become redefined. Get this book.
Yes.
Britney Dent. Find her on Amazon. Find her. What's your website again? Tell them again one more time.
Yeah, my website is bestchoicecoach.com. And
Best choice.
You already gave a little snippet about minimizing some of the things because we can't prevent everything. But one of the 4 strategies I talk about is being proactive. Okay. So even if your child is not a teenager yet, I tell you in the book what's coming. Okay. Like, you know what's coming.
Yes.
And so you want to be ahead of it, and you can't prevent everything, and you can't live in fear. But these strategies will help make it a little bit easier for you and the child. Yeah. Bestchoicecoach.com is the website.
Bestchoicecoach.com. I'm going to support your book. Ice Fire Martial Arts is purchasing your book, and we're going to read your book to our kids, but we're going to encourage the parents to buy your book. Everybody wants this on their own shelf, and we want to thank you, Britney. Any last thing you want to share to everybody about you, your book, or your next move? What is there anything last thing before we close out?
Sure. So my next move is whatever, enlarged territory that comes. Like I said, was a school teacher for 10 years, and I am currently a director of programs for a nonprofit for middle school girls, and we've expanded to elementary and high school in the last few months. And so whatever God has for me to reach as many families as possible, then that is the next move. I'm just open to that. And so I think it's important that we are a part of this festival. First of all, it's important that we are building literacy appreciation in our homes, no matter what book it is, whether it's my book or something else, or magazines, newspapers, whatever it is, but creating that legacy of literacy in our households. And so, like I mentioned before, I had not heard of Juneteenth until I was in high school. My babies now, they know about Juneteenth. Okay. They know what that is, and they, we celebrate that. And so that's a legacy I want to leave for the future as well. When I think about even how, in Texas, they didn't know about freedom until General Granger came. So they were still going on their own thing. They were kind of left out and left behind. And that's what I don't want for our families, especially our Black and brown families. There's so much in the world that we can access, so much opportunity, that I don't want us to be left behind because we have that lack of knowledge, because we know what happens with the lack of knowledge. And so I'm here to give what I know. I'm continuously learning, and I'm continuously connecting with other people to help our families. I believe family is so important. And I think that the legacy that we leave can change our entire world for good or for bad. And so I'm just here to see what the next step is, collaborate with others, and share as much as I can to help as many people as I can.
You are a powerful conduit sent from God, and we want to thank you for being with us. We hope that as many authors that you meet and all the other people through this event, we want to ask the Lord for the blessing from above, that he blesses you mightily. through Juneteenth. This is a jubilee, guys. This is jubilation. If you never had jubilation in your life, you want to join us because we want to celebrate our liberation and our freedom. And Brittany, we want to celebrate you because you took your authority and your liberty to write your first book. So we say congratulations, and we look forward to
Thank
working
you.
with Juneteenth Jubilee Book Festival. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.